What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So today I got how Flower Boy saved Tyler the Creator career. Let's get into it. I'm curious. I feel like he did it. I feel like he had Camp Flognog. He had all this stuff going on around the time, so he didn't have to keep making music. But I think I get where they're coming from. Let's get into it though.
Stay tuned to find out more. Flower Boy is undoubtedly a breakthrough album for Tyler. He matured, gained a whole new fan base, and learned how to create music not just for himself, but for a broader audience as well. In order to understand how Flower Boy transitioned him into a musician, we need to look at his past projects. As much as I'd love to walk through his entire discography, I'll save that for another video. I wanted to look at the transition as a whole. In order for artists to grow, they need change, just like us. Without having the forward-thinking mindset of change, you will never grow. Which is why Tyler himself gets frustrated when people still see him as that crazy 19-year-old that they saw in a compilation video on YouTube. At the time, he wasn't any older than 21, immaturely lashing out with emotion. This expression can be heard on both Bastard and Goblin.
Yeah.
He was simply a kid who wanted to create, very far into what he's matured into now. In order to look at Flower Boy, we need to take Cherry Bomb for what it is.
True.
Tyler has a pattern in how he makes his albums. Since Goblin, he's taken 2 years to create each album, all the way up until Call Me If You Get Lost. These 2 years often serve as a transitional period for Tyler. You can see his style and musical influence change throughout these periods, but to the core, it's always the same Tyler. Looking at Cherry Bomb, we can see that Tyler let go of any restraints. He produced freely. Cherry Bomb was liberation. It was definitely the most experiential work that he's ever made. Everyone expected another hip-hop album, but we were met with a wall of sound, a burst of color in his discography once littered with a dark perspective on life. In my eyes, Flower Boy is articulating the sound that was found in Cherry Bomb. We still got that burst of color, but with sound that most people can find themselves relating to. This was done on purpose, and crowned by Tyler as the 70-30 rule, stating that I think the best albums are also made, 70-30 like that. 70% is for you. I think when you mostly make it for yourself, but always keep in mind what they're going to like or gravitate to, you selfishly take yourself out. In my opinion, Cherry Bomb was made 100% for himself, which is likely why he renounced it as his favorite album that he has made. He was simply having fun, while collaborating with some of his favorite childhood artists. With a healthy mix of the 70-30 rule, mastering the craft of production, and learning how to express his feelings, we receive Flower Boy. The album brought along Tyler's favorite synths and samples, but in a matured perspective. We meet many new topics with Tyler's Flower Boy, due to maturity and being well into fame. Forward looks at whether people will miss him, when all of what he has is gone. He collaborates with Rex Orange County, setting the alternative mood and sound that will come along with various tracks in the album. Although Tyler has dove into the idea of love, See You Again is different. It shares the same theme as Boredom and 911. Tracks that display loneliness and the constant loop of collapsing relationships and friendships, or the endless search of love. Specifically, 911 looks at how he has next to everything, but he still finds himself lonely in his two-seater. The same loneliness is found in Boredom, but Tyler explained that it's not that he doesn't have friends, specifically stating that, no, I have all the friends in the world. I'm having a ball. I just don't want to take any of my friends as a date to the fucking Met Gala. Or Jasper's not coming to the Met Gala. Jasper was actually 10 feet away from Tyler when he wrote Boredom. It's just that sometimes there's nothing to do.
Yeah. I get that.
I got an email from this company called Unison, and they were like, yo, check out this
Yeah, cool.
chord pack.
Really?
I said, nah, I don't
We don't really give a fuck about chords. Yeah. All right. Anyways.
Just like how Tyler is always changing, today's sponsor can help you finally change that password that you've had for over a decade. Thanks to today's sponsor, Aura, you can receive a 14-day free trial.
All right, let's get back into it though.
Things in life. Throughout Where the Flower Blooms, Who Dat Boy, I Ain't Got Time, and Dropping Seeds, he gives us that flex that comes along with any hip-hop album. In Where the Flower Blooms, he celebrates his individuality, recognizing that he is a role model to those who feel the same, telling black kids to be who they are, dye your hair blue, I'll do it too, accompanied with synths and keys that we've heard many times before in Tyler's music. A track that almost solely falls into the 70-30 rule is Who Dat Boy.
Yup, I love that track.
It sounds like it can fit perfectly into an extended version of Cherry Bomb, which makes sense because it was made in 2015. It further proves that Tyler is always changing, but his music is never out of character. He's simply progressing as an artist. The lyrical content takes the perspective of an onlooker, looking at this sudden figure that is rising to fame, Tyler. I Ain't Got Time further carries this trend of dismissing others' critiques. It also mimics the sound of many of his exciting singles off of his previous albums, like Tamale off of Wolf.
Yeah.
It's a very important track because he also teases his sexuality, which is spoken about more explicitly on Garden Shed. The same subject matter of self-affirmation falls into Dropping Seeds, as he collaborates with one of his idols and artists very familiar with the subject matter, Lil Wayne. One of the most important themes, if not the most important theme of this album, is Tyler's sexuality. Like stated before in the track I Ain't Got Time, we got the brief lyric I've been kissing white boys since 2004. But halfway through the album, the track Garden Shed took the idea much further. Tyler has been accused of being homophobic many times in the past. Albums like Goblin and Bastard cause an uproar to many. Tyler has also been the type of person to just say weird things, just to throw people off. So when he tried to come out multiple times in the past through drawings, tweets, and lyrics, nobody saw it more than Tyler being Tyler. The track is accompanied by artist Estelle, an artist who has voiced her support for the LGBT community in the past. Tyler dedicates the entirety of his second verse to his sexuality and coming out of the Garden Shed. He explains that he's felt like this way ever since he was a kid, expecting it to go away as he grows up, further explaining that he never wanted to talk about it until now, proving the great vulnerability that came along with Flower Boy and learning how to express oneself. When the second last track, Glitter, comes around, it means much more after Tyler posing his vulnerability on us. He professes that he loves having this person around, and that when he sees them, his heartbeat changes tempo. He also states that he's never been the darkest one, because my self-esteem is tall, showing that he's proud to be who he really is. Tyler proclaimed that the attributes that we see in an artist throughout their growth is typically not out of character. He uses an example of the 2002 track Be Alright, produced by a young Kanye West. The bridge holds no vocals from Ludacris or Trina, solely a string section, and a faded set of opera vocals on the track. He claims this was a blueprint for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It's what Kanye wanted to make in 2002, but he was simply too early in his craft. Quite literally, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was him breaking the threshold of his sound, which is obvious in just a single playthrough. In the interview, Tyler now brought this idea to himself. His style and attitude was always obscure to his peers, which is an attribute that we see grow in his career. He further states that Analog was on Goblin, his first album. You can drop those lyrics into any of his love songs, twist the synths, and they would fit quite well. What he's saying here is that his character has never changed. He just continues to grow and become a better version of himself. Tyler further stated that nostalgia is the worst thing of all time. People can't grasp the concept of change, which is where we get the backlash of people wanting to hear the sound of Goblin or Bastard over a decade later, when in reality, the sound that he's trying to achieve in his early albums is fully realized through his music in the present day. Flower Boy is Tyler fully realizing his sound both lyrically and through his production. It was the album where he found the medium of making music for himself that others will enjoy just as much as him. Flower Boy will always hold a high spot in his discography, and I truly believe that he wouldn't be the same artist today if it weren't for this album. Now I want to hear from you guys. Do you think Flower Boy shaped Tyler into the artist he is today?
Honestly,
Also,
from that point of view, yes. In the sense of, he showed everyone, yo, I'm able to, well, he became an artist early on, but became an artist to a musician. That's what this album showed y'all. Like, yo, I'm not just that kid no more. I grew up, got more matured. You know, I experienced love. Like he said, he had to hide in a closet a little bit, but we all know. But who cares? As long as he loves himself, that's one thing that matters. He shouldn't seek validation from none of us. That's how I look at everything. Never seek validation from others. Learn how to validate yourself and your own feelings. And the people that care about you, yeah, should want them to learn how to validate you and what you identify as. But other than that, forget what a random crackhead on the street got to say, because he ain't valuable. He ain't even contributing to society, if I'm be honest with you. But just to that degree, you know what I'm saying? If you just sitting around all day not doing nothing, I seen that, but I also seen crackheads trying to get jobs. People denying them jobs because, oh my God, he looks like he could be a threat, but he's really not. He's a nice dude. That being said, Tyler the Creator is a musical genius. He's an artist, you know what I'm saying? And yeah. That being said, I hope all y'all watch this and enjoy it, you know what I'm saying? And just know Atlanta Boys coming out July 29th. Please keep that on your calendars. Peace. Mario the poet.